Hey y'all, it's Kate. Kate's Garden and Chicken Rambles. I've taken the cat out because there's not as much cat, but anyhow, I'll ramble about them too. But it is approached a little after 4, maybe approaching 4:30 Friday, and we're not supposed to be getting any kind of rain or precipitation until 9. But you can see our sunny day went to this pretty quick, and it's already picking up pretty windy. Right now, the wind's coming out of the southwest. Okay. Is on the come on. You just positioned yourself with your claw in the wrong spot. Anyway, which is on the other side of the house. Yes, the house needs power washed. Anywho, I spent most of the day. Come on, I know he wants to jump back up here. Come on, laddie. Come on. Yeah, he wants to wait till I'm not looking. Thinking about how I'm going to repair this. Right now, I just used one of my T-posts, which are 3 or 4 feet above once you get above the little thing that goes in the ground. I didn't necessarily need them to be super tall because I need them more as a base at the bottom. And they're quite affordable. But I've decided I am going to have to put one in right around here. I made a heel mark with my boot earlier. It's still quite spongy. One right about here. And then kind of over where that dark spot is, which I've walked out. Looks like it's going to be about 8 feet. So I'm going to have to span this area without being able to put any kind of post in there. And I think that's where this one here has come into issues. And it's gone ahead and pulled that one, which is in the ground fine. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow morning I'm going to go to Ace and get a spool of pretty taut wire. I figure I need at least 25 feet. I might get more just so that I can use it anywhere I think I need to. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse most of this span that's right here. I'm only going to come back maybe a foot, but I'm going to, once I get it up, then I'm going to thread the wire, at least 2, maybe 3 strands across between the 2 T-posts to give it more tension and to help keep it up. And then we have the big drill, which it drills into mortar. I think it's called a mortar drill. I don't know, but and I will try to get down deep enough to put one of those posts back in here, even if I can only get it partially. Hopefully the wire, put it in and I'll wrap the wire around it and it'll help to give some tension. But we are the wind is going to shift to coming from behind me again, right this direction, coming out of the southeast. So like I said, I've anchored that enough so I don't think it's going to go back over. And like I said, if it did go all the way over, it's just going to be flat. It's not, nothing's going to be able to get in and out. There are little steel anchor hooks all the way into the ground, all the way along here. But then again, see this area, there, I can't really drill them in. That's why this really, really heavy 4x4, which is wrapped in metal, steel, is on the edge of the bottom of that fence. So it can't come up, it's kind of like acting like an anchor. And if, depending, since this one is leaning too, and I know, well, that's what my heel did. Pushed my heel down to mark the spot, and it made a 2-inch divot. So depending on how much wire I can get, how expensive it is, you never know right now. I know if I come over here, I can attach to that T-post. So I'm going to try to get one more here just to limit how far it's going to stretch, because like this is what I jokingly call it Lake Lyra. And this is the lowest part of the old driveway. So though it looks muddy, under this inch or 2 of mud is asphalt. Come on, laddie. He's mad because I got the red Crocs on. Had my boots on earlier, but they're guys. They're not as into shoes as girls. So Cosmo got picked up. Of course, he became like Mr. Super Squirmy. And I walked around carrying Laddie, so hopefully he will see and go, hey, look, that doesn't look so scary. But, you know, he is in full protection mode. So anyway, we're not supposed to get as much rain. If I start noticing during the high winds that the rain is blowing, I'll come back in and put the shower curtain back down and fix it so that rain can't blow directly in there and soak everything. But you know, this is a low spot. That's why there's so much straw here, but it does get wet. And I don't know why they choose to dig right here along the fence. I've kicked some of it back, but you can see there towards the table where it's still kind of muddy. They like to, and on the left of that little spot, you can see down there a dark line. Well, that's the buried 2x12. So, you know, I don't know what they're digging for, but they're digging. Come on, Laddie, hop on up. Come on. There we go. Good boy. Moves up to my shoulder because he knows that perching on the forearm is not stable. Got the phone resting against my cheek. He wants me to just stand still. When I walk, I try to glide smoothly. You know, he doesn't care for me walking because it makes him feel unstable. You know, peck it. Yeah. Cosmo's like, I don't like him being above me. I chase him and he runs from me. Now I have to look up to him. Cosmo, just suck it up. Laddie needs the self-confidence. So yeah, rehoming roosters is not easy. And I would love for someone to go broody this summer on a couple of some of the Easter eggs, and maybe we'll get some cute little Easter. Oh, so Laddie's looking at the screen. You see chickens in the picture? He's like, I see them. I don't quite understand it. Yeah, don't peck at Mama's shirt. So anyway, Chaos is coming out to greet us. Earlier when I came out to throw the cabbage cores, I throw them over the fence over towards all that little wooded strip area because bunnies get in there, and the bunnies will eat the cores and the part of the cabbage that the birds don't. Please don't peck my buttons. It's like there's a button on your shirt. Let me peck it off. So anyway, I'm sorry that my arm is He's like, your arm is starting to lean, Mom. There. But anyhow, yeah. So Laddie's on my shoulder, being Laddie. Tell him about it. Come on. Speak in the mic, little dirty face. Have you washed your face off? You got cat food breath. Yeah. So when I went to give an evening bedtime tummy warm snack for all the barrels that were, of course, when I was out in the yard, when I threw those cabbages, I think way over there, you can see the little white dots just past the fence over the edge of that, and that's those cabbage cores. They all came running like they're as if I've ever thrown anything out to them like that. But so I went and got one of the big industrial sized cat food cans and gave them some. I haven't seen Nomad Mama. She usually hides under the truck. We catch her getting up on the tire, up under the fender wells, like when it's bad weather. Paul's all paranoid that one day he'll go out and start the truck because new trucks, you don't hear them start up. So, and he's afraid he doesn't want to run over her. You know, he ran over Luna, the long-haired tortoise, accidentally, and it broke his heart. Especially, and then he had to bury her, and I couldn't even come outside to see her. It had happened the night before, and she was deaf, so apparently she was curled up behind a tire, which we knew she would do. But typically, once you slam a car door or you move, she would move, you know. And the Mustang was so low to the ground, but apparently she didn't. And I mean, from what he could tell, her head was crushed instantly, and she died instantly. Probably didn't even know what happened. But he didn't find her till he came home the next morning because he leaves it's dark. I don't come back outside, you know, at night all the time. And anyway, it was heartbreaking, and we don't want that to happen again. But I haven't seen her, but she has been eating her little food. So I'm hoping that she's eating it, and one of the little whippersnappers from over there haven't been running over. And they're getting where I can get fairly close, and I tell them that, you know, I'm glad they're happy about me feeding them, but I have ulterior motives, and it is to catch them this spring. See, here's the little gray one, and get them fixed. So they don't usually come any further than the mud puddle, but that one, when it was really tiny, was when Biscuit and Della were tiny. And it had somehow gotten, I don't know if its mom carried it somewhere. I know that the neighbors can kind of touch that one, and that one is a little less skittish. But I think I mentioned in a video before, I heard this tiny little crying, and it just didn't sound like the two kittens I had. And I came over, and it was standing outside the shed because um, Bella, the feral that got to a point where you could touch her, but she was really old. She was toothless, half deaf. She laid him in that old shed back there. That's where she had laid him like a chicken lays an egg. Listen to me. She had given birth to them back there, and they were in a big box. And that little kitten, there she is, or he is, somehow had worked its way this way and was outside that door crying. I think it was confused. So I picked it up and brought it back to the neighbors, and they're like, "Oh, that belongs to one of the ferals over here." I put it down on the porch. Its mama came and picked it up immediately and took it back under the porch. So I'm pretty sure that is that cat. And this summer I only saw two young ones, a really small black one and a small striped one, and a small tuxedo. I don't see all three of those kittens, so I think at least one of them is still over there. The others seem a little large, like maybe they're that generation. I don't know, but no, I talked to them. I talked to them softly. I crouched down there while they're eating. You can see the little one, the one with the little white feet over there to the right of that gate. They're still eating. One's bathing, a black and white one's bathing over here in the brush. So I was like, "Yeah, we just got a truck now. We need to take all that out." I said, "We can do it come spring, but for winter, I know it's a place for them to hide from owls, hide from hawks. I know there's bunnies back in there and back behind the old mower there beside that shed. So, you know, bees, bunnies, and baby pussycats. I don't want any shelters that they have found along through here to be removed. I kind of like that barrier. I think their fence is kind of falling down a little bit over there. I don't think they're in a position or the age to want to fix it, but it provides, some fencing, and I like having a barrier around my house. I'm unfortunately going to have to take that big leaning monster out. If it falls, it would probably damage the holly tree, and if it falls straight the way it's leaning, the top of it might take out some light poles. So hopefully, maybe this spring or this winter, or Paul can get the bucket truck from work and at least come and top it. I think he can get the bucket up high enough just to at least take the heavy top off. That way, if it does fall, it's just going to fall across the driveway and it's not going to hurt anything. Kind of top it like that one there at the corner was topped. That's fine. I don't mind it being that way. Um, I just like having the green barrier between me and neighbors. Though I am friendly terms, they're like kind of second parents to us over there. I really feel bad I haven't talked to them yet this year, but we talk on the phone and stuff. But anyhow, there's one of the little tuxedos. And that one there you see in the very center of the screen, little white feet, is, see, that one's smaller than that tuxedo. I'm not sure. It could just be a newer run. I don't know. I was helping to mow their lawn this summer, and there were two young kittens I saw. But anyway, I've sat and talked to them and trying to get them used to my voice and getting up much closer to me. Because as soon as I can this spring, I'm going to trap them and take them and get them fixed. And I'm going to look, and hopefully there'll be something, even if I have to drive an hour away or something, or maybe I can talk to one of the veterinary hospitals, let them know what I'm trying to do. And see if maybe for some free advertising and the social media perks or something, or I'll volunteer or whatever to try to get some discounts, because that's 5 cats to get fixed. If they're all males, it wouldn't be so bad. It's probably be about $500 with getting neutered and shots. But if there's females in there, it's going to be a lot more. And we just don't have that kind of money to throw away. But I just can't stand by them continuing to procreate. And, yeah, maybe the neighbors can help with a couple, but I'm not going to hold my breath. They are on a fixed income. So I did move the flag over here because I got sick of picking it up out of the yard. And out there in the front, I might leave the house once a week in the truck, so I might see it. And it's more for me than for anyone else to look at. So I just moved it over here. Hopefully it'll stay. It's got a little bit of a windbreak. We're out there. It was getting whipped to death. I mean, every single day I was having to pick it up. But I made sure everyone's got clean, dried, battened down hatches a couple days ago, so they're all good. Chaos, you got food on the back porch. I had to give Laddie a spoonful of the cat food so he wouldn't go over there and try to dominate the feral cat food, and now Chaos is over here snacking. He was just inside snacking on the leftovers from the inside cats, and that's a little dried up macaroni, and he's going to eat that cat food. I guess, sometimes things always taste better when they're on someone else's plate. It's getting dark enough, close enough to 5 now. Laddie's up. He's up in there. I sometimes think maybe he won't start crowing so early if I turn the light off so he knows it's still dark. But like I said, a couple nights that I did turn off the Christmas lights, he still was crowing at 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it's just his clock. He goes in there by 5 and they don't come out till 7. So that's, over 12 hours of being in the coop. And so I know he's ready to come out. Like I said, in the dark in the morning, I could probably close his little gate here and he could be out in this yard. He'd probably just eat anyway, but that time of morning, I just don't want to risk there being some sort of owl or something up here that could come down and get him. But the way the branches of this are so crisscrossed, I don't think he would have a problem with something just trying to get to him in here. But anyway, I probably have got 8 feet of this still here. I still have this 5x4, which I could use them, incorporate them in the fence repair if I need to, and I might. I had also thought about bringing the fence out to here, just this side of the wildflower patch, and then just coming over to here and straight over, which would make a little, 5x10 area, kind of like a little extra room. And I might still do that in order to bypass this. We'll see. But that would require me using this fence and probably scrounging from what I have left over. So, maybe this spring. This is a pain in the butt to mow here just because of the big mower. Paul did buy me an electric Ryobi battery-powered push mower. He got it for me back in October once I quit mowing, but I could think of it as a Christmas present, I guess. I never think working tools are Christmas presents, but that way when I can push mow this in here. The little manual push mower does work for little, but not if the grass gets very high, and it's a lot of stress on my lower back, which I don't really need to add any more than I already do. So the pavilion has been standing a couple years now. It's quite solid because at different angles it looks less sturdy. I think I trick myself and second guess myself, and so I come out and I check it, and so it's plenty sturdy. They love the dust bathe in there, as of yesterday's video when it was still yucky. And the only thing that pushes me to make this little annex is that would be a great little grow out pen for any hens that are going to go directly in there, so that I can put a gate and they can get to know the big chickens before they're let out into the big pen. So I might still do that, come spring, depending on what chicks I get in the next month or so, and which batch is going to go out here, and what I'm going to get for Laddie's pen. I still would like to get, I think, some Polish or some Silkies and for the little yard. They don't mind being confined in a smaller space, and there won't be very many of them. but I'll probably get at least probably another 10 big hens. Just so that Cosmo's got plenty of girls. They've got plenty of room for that. And even in their coop, in the summer configuration, there's no walls up, it's all open air with some shade cloth. I can always set both up so that if someone is sleeping there, they can. If someone is sleeping there, they can. And I'm going to rig something, even if I get like a shade cloth that I can attach to the fence here that will just shade this part of the yard for that worst part of the sun. We'll see. Anyway, it's been 20 minutes of me rambling about the fence and the birds and the cats and whatever, and now I gotta go in before I pee my pants. So everybody stay safe and warm. We're not supposed to get bad weather till Tuesday, and then from Tuesday through the next weekend, we're supposed to be down in the teens every night. So we'll see. I'll just, keep plugging away, taking care of my babies. Y'all have a safe weekend. Bye.